It's so stupid. They added taunting. Whatever. I don't care. Okay, here we go. This is the real stuff. So, they showed Street Fighter at Summer Game Fest, and I think like they took people aside at Summer Game Fest and were like, "Yo, we have Street Fighter 6," and they let like content people that were there play Street Fighter 6. I think that's what happened here. That's why there's so much footage. Look at this. 8 minutes here, 20 minutes here, all this like miscellaneous footage, and I'm sure I'm not getting it all. If you guys have any more gameplay, just link it and I'll watch it.
This is a little
Do
bit
this.
esports, but I got invited to play Street Fighter 6. It's weird, I know they got me confused with an influencer rather than being someone under the influence, and here we are. I got a message saying I could have 1 hour playing an early 4-character build against someone in the office. No T mode or pseudo T mode where I'm holding up after every button, just normal play, which is totally fair enough. This is an early build. How things work here is not indicative of the final product in any
So he's fighting
case.
CPUs?
Now, even without being able to lab, there was one mechanic I needed to try and figure out on the fly, and it's parry. It's a hot
What?
topic right now in the scene. The opinion on parries is generally very divided, but not all parries are born.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Just watching this footage, I can see something very interesting. Looks like the drive bar. Looks like the drive bar works in like a weird way similar to Luke's V trigger. Yo, pink Mega Man Ryu. Thanks for the 2 gift subs. Jeez. Thank you. It looks like the drive bar looks like Luke's V trigger. Look at this.
Generally very divided.
So when nothing's happening in neutral, the drive bar is just going up.
The opinion on
Look,
parries is generally
just like
very
Luke's V trigger.
divided, but not all parries are born equal.
And Luke is a Street Fighter 6
You
character.
have third strike
And it
parries,
looks like
which are
when
difficult
the
to
guy's blocking, it goes down. The drive bar doesn't go down when you're getting hit, but it goes down when you're being passive. This tells me everything
to the game's core
about
mechanics.
what they want this game to be. So the drive bar, like your most important resource that you get like your EX moves and your parries from, you get more of it for being active, for hitting them, and for not getting hit. But if you block, lose it.
Moment gameplay, or you have
There's gonna be no blocking in this game.
the likes
Blocking
of
isn't
Ryu,
optimal.
where it's a far more rigid tool with very defined use cases.
You think it goes down when you get hit too? It looks like it's not going down. Look at that. You just DP'd him. Took no damage from his drive bar.
From the likes of Ryu, where it's a far more rigid tool.
Maybe there are moves that specifically lower drive bar.
Now, I'm going to try and clear up which one it is, but I want to reiterate that
That's very interesting that drive bar works like that. I think it's a good system because it promotes being active.
Early build, and
By far the worst thing, personally, that I think about Street Fighter is someone just running away. It's very annoying.
Hour of play, so don't take my word on it as final. It's just my impressions of the mechanic play, so don't take my word on it as final. It's just my
Yeah, look. He gets hit by Hadouken here.
So don't take my word on it.
And he gains drive bar.
As final. It's just my impressions of the mechanic and the possible ramifications on the meta from my experience. So let's begin with the biggest attribute for a parry.
A lot of people have been dissing Ryu's animations. I think they look cool.
So let's begin with the biggest.
I think everything about this game looks cool.
Probably the defining line between these two types, the startup.
Street Fighter 5 does not look that good, by the way. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's kind of dated. This at least looks modern.
Is usable in. If it's instant like third strike, when you knock someone down, there is a risk of them parrying your meaty attack on wake up, or even parrying something like a frame trap.
What the hell is this guy talking about? I'm talking over him.
Why this is so important.
What is he talking about?
Don't take my word on it as final. It's just my impressions of the mechanic and the possible ramifications on the meta from my experience. So let's begin with the biggest attribute for a parry and probably the defining line between these two types, the startup. You might be wondering why this is so important, and it's because the startup dictates how many situations the parry is usable in. If it's instant like third strike, when you knock someone down, there is a risk of them parrying your meteor
What's the
attack
startup?
wake up, or even parrying something like a frame trap. Two techniques designed to limit the defender's option. Or is it like Street Fighter V's Ryu, with startup, making it far more situational? And well, from the looks of it, to my shock, it's frame 1. As you can see here, I'm holding parry on wake up, and I'm able to beat out meteor attacks. And
It's
it
frame
works
1?
versus frame traps too, meaning it's gonna
That's
be
like
a
the
huge
baby
deal
parry
as
state though,
a
right?
fighting tool. Now there are
Because
two
there's
kinds
like
of
a
successful parry.
yeah, he's just talking about it right now.
Perfect parry, where it slows down the screen and I can land a major punish even against quick attacks. And a normal parry, which has more
I want
recovery,
to play this
making
game,
it
man.
feel a bit more Street Fighter.
Why can't I play this game?
As a note, there is no slowdown on perfect parries when it's done against projectiles, which is important to give projectiles meaning. Another big aspect of parries in third strike is the whiff animation, and the fact there is none. You're tapping forward or down to parry in this game, so of course there is an element of risk, but the window to actually punish is tiny. You're tapping forward to parry and can immediately go back to block if you fail. This is not to say that you cannot punish parries in third strike. You can, and it happens all the time, but that is in part due to you either having
What?
to
What is happening
low
here?
or high parry.
Hold on,
And
hold on.
but that is in part due
Why is Ryu
to
walking
punish
around so
parries in
funny like
third
that?
strike. You can, and it happens all the time, but that is in part due to you either having to low or high
I don't know. I don't know what's happening
and
there.
that is not the case here. Parries have a whiff animation and also a cost. You spend half a bar for a single parry attempt, and if you hold parry, your bar will slowly tick down, only being recharged if you successfully parry an attack.
Okay, very important aspect about parrying in this game, which I already knew because I looked at the other gameplay trailers, is parry has a whiff animation. It's not like a Street Fighter 3 where you just do it. In this game, you're in a whiff animation, and like this guy said, if you're in that state where you're parrying, you lose drive bar if you're not parrying anything. Just it
And
adds
to
an element of
punish
risk.
your parry attempt, you'll lose extra meter, which is
Risk is good.
huge. You can also run cancel parries, which unfortunately I haven't got the footage of. A big chunk was
Run
actually
cancel
lost,
parries.
which contains me run cancelling. But from what I experienced, run cancelling perfect parried attacks that are heavy seem to give you advantage, but from lights or fireballs, you are not
Hold on.
heavy.
You guys see this? Punish counter? So there's the normal counter hit state, which obviously exists, but now there's this punish counter state. Am I covering it? I think this is what's gonna replace crush countering. Like crush countering. So if someone does something punishable, they'll be in a special counter hit state, or they're more counter hittable on full screen. Cover even more, I guess.
Seem to give you advantage, but from lights or fireballs, you are not actually plus. This is basically a counter to characters like Chun.
So there's
who
normal
which
counter hits and there's
punish,
punish
but it's not
counters.
particularly laggy. In my very uninformed opinion, parries are going to be a core aspect to this game, but it's not actually for the reasons you might think. Sure, it gives you punishes to moves that in most modern Street Fighters you would never
The
have
one thing I want to know
access to.
about,
But
it's
more
like
important
stunning.
than that
Did he
is
stun someone?
the fact you can feel your drive bar. So many of your tools are entirely dependent on
I haven't
drive
seen
bars.
anything about stunning.
Invincible moves, parries, your EXs, your dry reversals, and most importantly, your drive rush. Not only will you spend this meter yourself, but it actually functions as
Nice
a
parry.
guard bar. If you block attacks, it
God,
drains
Ryu's jump is so
drive bar.
short. All the jumps are so
What
short in
happens
this
when
game.
it's at 0? Well, you're in the exhaust state.
What
This
the?
exhaust when it's at 0, well,
Oh no, that's sweep.
you're
I
in
thought
the
he did. I thought he did
exhaust
low
state.
forward and
This
then got
exhaust
punished.
state is brutal. Not only do you lose access to the mechanics listed until this very, very slow bar fills up fully, which only actually seem to be sped up by being knocked down, but you're
Wait, is that true? You get stunned if you run out of
also
drive
vulnerable
gauge?
to drive rush in a much bigger way.
That's how it
Drive
happens? How do you get rid of someone's
rush
drive bar?
is kind of like a Street Fighter 4 focus attack. It has multiple hits of armor and it guard crushes you. However, if you're in the corner, it will wall splat on hit or block, giving you a combo. Not only this, you can cancel into it from normal.
Yeah, this is
so
cheap.
This is not just a read based.
If you do the focus attack
now,
in the corner,
if you're exhausted, when this move connects with you in the corner, it will literally. If you're
oh, that state
exhausted,
when they're all like blue is being exhausted, having no drive
when
bar.
this move connects with you in the corner, it will literally stun you, giving the opponent the opportunity for a max damage combo. It will
Let me see
literally
this.
stun. If you're exhausted, when this move connects with you in the corner, it will literally stun you, giving the opponent the opportunity for a max damage
Interesting.
combo. So drive rush is very powerful, right? It gives you a reward on hit or block in the corner.
I'm very interested in stunning because that's my bread and butter in Street Fighter. Literally, anytime I win, there's a stun involved. Street Fighter 5.
And you get a slightly bigger one if they're exhausted.
Polar plexus
But-
looks violent. What the?
And you get a slightly
Boom,
bigger
boom.
one if they're exhausted. But the big thing is how you escape this situation. Well, if you have drive bar, you can just parry the drive rush or drive rush back. If you have super meter, in theory, although I didn't see it, you can go through as well with a bit of invulnerability. But without those things, this looks like a checkmate situation, especially when done as a meaty. Parrying seems like the most.
So how do you get
effective way
rid of someone's drive
regaining
bar?
drive bar. And with
Like
the
if someone is just playing passive with their
away
drive bar,
from
how do you make
this
them lose
is
it?
So important. From what I've seen, parries will impact the game in a really big way. If I can summarize my experience playing this game for an hour, I would say that this is the first modern Street Fighter game that doesn't feel like it's based on Street Fighter 2. To me, it came across as a spiritual successor to Alpha 3 with a dash of
Crosscut
Strike
is probably
thrown
in the
over
game.
top. Preference aside,
But I don't know how relevant crosscut is because the jumps in this game look really shallow.
I think it's exciting to see Capcom take an entirely different route with the game. Exciting to see Capcom take an entirely different route with the game. You all know I adore ST, but if I want to play ST, I'll play ST. And so not having a game that comes across as a misunderstood version of the title I love is actually a great thing for me. I came into this hour arrogantly thinking I could probably predict how it was going to play. The jump from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5 wasn't huge. Certainly it's different, but you can feel the Street Fighter 2 influence on both, no matter how small it is. This is something new
Very
and
interesting.
fresh. I don't think everyone will like it. This is something new and fresh.
But
I don't
every time you're hitting someone on block, there's a risk they parry and
think
regain
everyone
drive
will
bar.
like it. The people who do will love it. Thank you again to Capcom and the amazing staff that let this boomer through the door to badly throw fireballs. It was an absolute pleasure. There are still some things I want to discuss from my hour of play, but it doesn't quite fit with this video as they are far more based on impressions.
I'm trying to
and
figure out what to do.
guesswork.
I'm, so,
So
I'm,
hopefully
I'm, too,
I'll
I'm too much of a
see you
competitor.
in
I just wanted to figure out how to stun this guy. I'm too focused. Okay. This one isn't it? Yeah, this one's in a different language. Looks kind of familiar.
Donc
More
là, on est
gameplay.
parti pour le premier match et je joue Chun-Li, hein, bien évidemment. Donc là déjà,
Unfortunately,
la
this is in a different language.
j'adore. Je sais pas ce que vous en pensez, mais en tout cas, je trouve que c'est vraiment bien
Turn it down.
coloré, c'est bien animé. Enfin, voilà, je trouve ça vraiment super chouette. Donc là, vous voyez la barre de vie qui est en haut et juste en dessous,
So
vous avez
these
la
are
barre
two
qui
humans playing against each other.
est composée de plusieurs barres.
Volley high?
Et en fait, cette barre, elle est pleine dès le début du round. Et elle se remet pleine à chaque début de round. Donc il vaut mieux l'utiliser
You can
quasiment
hear you can hear Vicious in the background. They have the commentators on.
elle va toujours revenir pleine. Donc c'est pour ça
Okay, is there okay. This is important. This is important.
de-
There's a punish counter and then there's a normal counter hit.
d'un
Is there
round à
any way
l'autre,
to
elle
like
va
tell
toujours
on the
revenir
fly what the
pleine.
difference is? Because I'm sure
Donc
they
vous
have
n'hésitez pas
different
à la
properties.
gâcher. Par contre, la barre de super, elle, se cumule au fil des
Oh
rounds.
god.
Donc,
Oh god.
par contre, la barre de super, elle, se cumule
Look at how far that pushed back. Focus punch.
au fil des rounds.
Not only did it push back,
Par contre, la barre de super, elle, se cumule
but Ryu actually pushed her a little bit before the pushback even started.
au fil des rounds. Hein. Donc, d'ailleurs, vous voyez que
That looks cheap.
à force de se prendre des coups ou en attaquant, la barre de super augmente. Mais je trouve qu'elle met quand même un peu de temps avant de se charger, hein, vraiment. Donc, il va vraiment falloir jouer avec la barre de drive déjà dans un premier
Oh
temps.
god.
Et puis, ce qui est intéressant de noter, c'est que cette barre de drive, elle se recharge non pas en prenant des coups, en donnant, mais avec le temps. Donc voilà, vous allez voir, hein, vous analysez. Vous
Yeah,
allez
defense is definitely very different in this game than on Street Fighter 5. Feels like there's a lot of
avec le temps,
options.
tout simplement.
Oh, a trade?
Donc
What?
voilà, au fur et à mesure, avec le temps.
Oh, it's just because she sweep. So if she gets counter hit sweep, it's a hard knockdown. Just like Street Fighter 5.
Tout simplement. Donc voilà, au niveau de Chun-Li, ça se joue toujours à charge hein, pour faire les Kikoken, hein, c'est projectiles. Et les 1000 pieds,
Wow.
il n'y a pas de
What was that
Kikoken,
damage?
hein, c'est projectiles. Et les 1000 pieds charge hein, pour
Oh
faire les
god.
Kikoken, hein, c'est projectiles.
This does drive bar damage. This super. Oh god. So I'm thinking, it seems like every character has like an install super, or most characters have an install super that like acts as a V-trigger replacement. So I'm thinking when yeah, no, look right here. Look right here, bro. It happened right here.
Ça se joue toujours à charge hein, pour faire
I'm thinking in order to have like stun, you have to have a lot of meter.
les
Super
Kikoken,
meter.
hein, c'est
Interesting.
projectiles. Et les 1000
Maybe
pieds,
stunning
il n'y a pas
people is just
besoin
not that
de
viable.
piano input, il n'y a pas besoin de bourrer les coups de pied. Il suffit
I hope not,
de faire
because I like stunning people.
cercle vers l'avant et coup de pied. Et
I
voilà,
like being
c'est
rewarded for
très
outplaying
bien.
my opponent 3 times in a
Je
row,
trouve ça
4 times in a
super
row.
fort, hein, le drive impact hein,
It's fun.
que le Ryu venait de faire. Ça utilise une barre, hein, il me semble, de drive. Et en plus, bah, voilà, je trouve qu'il n'y a pas trop de risque à le faire pour l'instant, puisque ça repousse l'adversaire. Voilà, c'est super fort. C'est
Hadouken!
très fort, ça repousse
Hadouken!
l'adversaire. Et là, j'avais envie de faire le SNK. Tu vois la super qui passe à travers
Damn, that
les
super's
projectiles.
fast.
Bah, en fait, je sais pas si c'est la range ou pas, mais ça passe pas. C'est pas passé. En même temps, maintenant, on a plusieurs barres de super et on a 3 super par personnage. Chun-Li en a réalité 4, puisque là, elle a le Kikosho qu'elle peut faire au sol et le Kikosho, elle
So
peut
it
aussi
looks
faire
like
en l'air. Donc, ça lui
looks like
fait
when you're exhausted, like your
et
walk
après
speed
cette
goes down.
attaque,
It looked like he was walking
cette
slower.
super qui permet de traverser l'écran et punir les projectiles normalement, n'utilise qu'une barre. Et du coup, je me dis que c'est peut-être parce que ça n'utilise qu'une barre que ça ne peut pas traverser les projectiles maintenant. Mais c'est peut-être aussi parce que c'est
Hearing Vicious in the background is so weird.
C'est à voir. Hein. Donc voilà. En tout cas, j'ai vraiment le ressenti
What are they
de
doing?
jouer à Street Fighter. Hein. Il y en a beaucoup qui disent avec les graphismes trop réalistes, est-ce qu'on va s'y retrouver? Est-ce qu'il y aura le même feeling? Je peux vous dire que oui, j'ai vraiment eu cette impression.
How much does that do? How much does that do?
Est-ce qu'il y aura le même feeling? Je peux vous dire que oui, j'ai
That
vraiment
only
eu
does like half of a
voilà,
drive bar
vraiment
though.
beau. Donc voilà, le feeling est bien resté, ça c'est sûr. Et voilà, j'adore les mouvements, c'est fluide. Franchement, je m'attendais pas à ce que ce soit aussi fluide.
I just want to get through this footage before I go back.
Là, le bas coup de pied,
Bro.
bas moyen coup de pied, to Yakuretsu
Hold on, I gotta pay attention to every little thing.
Donc là, le bas coup de pied, bas moyen coup de pied, tout Yakula Tsukaku, hein, les 1000 pieds, c'est toujours présent, toujours combo, il n'y a pas de problème pour ça. Mais mis à part ça, j'ai eu un peu
Yeah.
de problème en fait à trouver comment faire des combos à partir de coups light, à partir de coups légers.
But I'm thinking like if I'm against Idom and I want to stun him,
Par contre,
how do I
pour
stun
tout
him?
ce
You
qui est
know, a really smart player that
de faire
understands
voilà,
everything.
des petits pieds tout 1000 pieds, ça passe bien. Mais j'ai pas
Is it
réussi
even possible?
à mettre des
It's
petits
looking pretty hard to stun people.
mais à moyen point, bas
Maybe I'll have to
MP,
play neutral
Dalga,
finally.
voilà, j'ai pas réussi à faire les enchaînements que j'ai pu avoir sur Street Fighter 4 ou Street Fighter 5 à partir de Light, quoi. Et du coup, dans ce match, j'ai essayé les commentaires en japonais, parce que vous avez le commentary mode, je vous rappelle, où vous pouvez mettre des commentateurs e-sport de Street Fighter qui commentent vos matchs en temps réel, et c'est vraiment
Oh,
super génial. Là, c'est Alou en japonais, et c'est Vicious en anglais.
I wish like
Franchement,
why can't they have Daigo play it
vraiment,
or
vraiment
something?
top. Et c'est pas
Someone
très
that's super
dérangeant,
good.
Les commentaires, ils sont bien coordonnés avec ce qui se passe à l'action. Et c'est vraiment un gros plus, je trouve. Ça hype tout de suite vos combats. J'espère sincèrement qu'un jour,
Jeez.
on aura du Ken Bogard.
What?
Ce serait trop bien. Enfin bon, voilà. On continue le match. Là, vous voyez le drive impact. Et bon, donc là, on a sûr qu'ils ne savaient pas trop quoi faire derrière. Mais là, vous voyez quand vous avez l'adversaire qui est contre le coin, quand vous faites le drive impact, ça le projette. Et du coup, il y a un rebond qui fait que vous pouvez faire un combo derrière. Et ce qui est ouf,
Can you
c'est
parry
que
that
même
whole
en fait,
Justin
l'adversaire se
Wong thing?
protège. Même si vous faites le drive impact et qu'il est contre le mur, il y a le rebond quand même. Et
Trade.
ça, je trouve ça super fort. Alors, évidemment, je pense qu'il y aura des moments où enfin, on va trouver une astuce contre ça, où ils vont peut-être nerfer le truc, mais en tout cas, c'est très très fort. Donc là, voici un autre match où j'essaye d'utiliser la stance de Chun-Li. Donc c'est une stance où elle se met accroupie comme ça, voilà. Et en fonction du bouton qu'on utilise, eh bien, elle va faire des coups différents à partir de cette stance. Donc voilà, tous les coups qu'elle utilise sur
It's cool
un
seeing
perso,
gameplay, but a lot of my
c'est
questions aren't
différents
getting
points.
answered.
Et ce qui est intéressant de noter là, c'est que ça lui permet même d'esquiver les projectiles. Donc voilà, j'ai
I need to
mis
get my
Chun-Li
hands on this
face
game,
à ces
bro.
projectiles. Et vous voyez, elle
What?
esquive. Et là, ça rappelle l'Art of Phoenix
What the
de
hell?
Sayu dans Tekken,
Chun-Li
où
has
elle esquive
coward
tous les
crouch?
coups, même les mids.
That's like her
Donc
stance,
à
right?
voir. Pour l'instant, j'ai pas été non plus très
What the
convaincue
hell?
par cette stand parce qu'elle met quand même pas mal de temps pour se mettre en position. Donc à voir ce que ça donne
Universal?
réellement en match quand on est
Oh,
temps
okay.
pour se mettre en position.
Universal still does gray health.
Donc à voir
Okay.
ce que ça donne réellement en match quand on est proche
When I read the description on the website, it made it seem like it actually did
de
damage. It still
l'adversaire.
does gray health.
À voir, à voir.
Doesn't look like there's
J'essaye
much gray health
d'utiliser les
in this game
paris,
otherwise,
les
though.
drive paris et bon pour l'instant
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
j'ai essayé d'utiliser
Universal does gray health, but
les
the focus
paris,
punch
les
thing
drive paris
is
et
not.
bon pour l'instant c'est pas très
Just does
concluant de ma
damage.
part. C'est pas une mécanique sur laquelle j'étais familière parce que je jouais pas à Street Fighter First Strike, mais clairement
Interesting.
c'est quelque chose qui va demander du temps d'investissement pour training. Et là voilà, j'ai fait
Okay,
le drive
they
rush
both have no drive
qui
bar.
est
What are they gonna do?
possible d'utiliser en appuyant 2 fois en avant après un coup qui se cancel. Donc par exemple le point normal,
Wow.
un petit point, moyen point, petit pied, moyen pied, appuyant 2 fois.
I gotta go back and see that
C'est pas une
reverb.
mécanique sur laquelle j'étais familière. Le drive paris et bon pour l'instant c'est pas très concluant de ma part. C'est pas une mécanique sur laquelle j'étais familière réellement en match. Pas mal de temps pour se mettre en position. Donc à voir ce que ça donne réellement en match
Yeah, Reversal,
quand on est proche de l'adversaire.
I don't think it's
À voir,
that
à
good.
voir. Encore une fois, c'est pas
Like you
très
said,
concluant,
it
c'est
brings
un
them
pari
closer to
qui
like
se cancel.
being
Donc
exhausted.
c'est cher.
Aside from
Si
getting
jamais
stunned,
vous
being
souhaitez
exhausted seems pretty
l'utiliser,
bad.
vous avez vu, c'est 3 barres en moins, hein. Ça met du
Oh
temps à
god.
recharger. Et je rappelle que en plus de ça, je sais même pas si je l'ai dit en fait,
Fucking
votre barre de drive, elle diminue quand vous vous prenez des coups
Replay
dans
is
la
a
gueule.
coward.
Donc avant, ça grattait
You
dans
were
la
in a
garde,
winning position there,
sur
bro.
votre barre de vie. Les coups grattaient dans la barre de vie, mais maintenant ça ne gratte plus sur la barre de vie, mais sur la barre de drive. Donc là, regardez, quand vous voyez que je me protège de certains coups, ma barre de drive diminue. petit Osenka là. Allez, une petite super piffée de Cyril, c'est bien joué. Et le spin hyper kick en ex de Chun-Li, maintenant il est plus figé sur place. En fait, elle avance en le faisant. Donc c'est intéressant finalement parce que ça permet vraiment de en fait, elle avance en le faisant. Donc c'est intéressant finalement parce que ça permet vraiment de pousser l'adversaire.
God, when is this game gonna be playable, man?
Cool. Et là, une fois que vous utilisez toutes
Where's
ces
the
bases
beta?
de drive, bah, vous voyez que vous avez la barre de drive qui devient grise et qui se régénère qu'avec le temps. Et bah, pendant ce temps-là, vous pouvez rien utiliser qui nécessite, qui utilise de la barre, quoi. Donc, faut vraiment très bien la gérer. C'est parti pour ce match face à Jamie.
Okay, there's Jamie.
Jamie qui est un personnage qui est très
Jamie's like G. He's like the replacement for G. Because he has these level ups.
Il a bu 4
Like
fois
getting drunk.
et
How do you?
voyez, à côté
Can
de
you
la
make him
barre de
level
drive
down
de
though?
Jamie, vous avez 4 gourdes et
Knock him down.
ça fait
See if that.
qu'il adopte ce style de l'homme ivre.
Knock him down.
Donc sa panoplie de coups change quand il est en normal ou quand il est ivre. Et ça, c'est vraiment un gameplay super intéressant. Et d'ailleurs, vous voyez ses cheveux qui sont vraiment en mode Nekali de Street Fighter V.
Okay, Jamie definitely does look cooler after seeing him play. I didn't like him at first.
C'est bien animé en plus, ça fait pas cheveux caca
He
dégueu.
looks cool.
C'est vraiment joli, je trouve. Et du coup, il a gagné encore plus en charisme, je trouve, ce personnage avec cette coupe de cheveux. Et bah là, il redevient en mode normal à chaque round. Donc voilà, il faut
So how does he get his level ups?
fois, si on veut redevenir ivre. Et ouais, c'est un gameplay que je trouve très intéressant. Moi, pour l'instant, j'ai pas pu vraiment bien explorer
The
le
hell?
personnage, mais il a vraiment énormément de potentiel. Et je pense qu'il est plutôt simple à prendre en main. Et je pense qu'il va plaire à beaucoup, beaucoup de gens. Ça, c'est sûr et certain. Là, super. Alors, ça me fait penser à DJ. C'est le personnage DJ. Il me semble que ça super ressemblait un peu à ça. Bah, ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas vu le perso, mais ouais, ça me fait rappeler ce perso. Donc là,
I don't understand what's happening, man.
Pax qui a bien fonctionné et derrière on peut combo derrière et ça c'est vraiment cool. Et
Okay.
là, je vous parlais du drive impact qui fait rebondir.
His animations look really cool.
C'est un truc de ouf. Il y a un gros potentiel de combos. Hein. Pour l'instant, on a fait des combos simples, mais je pense qu'il y a des trucs qui doivent bien passer la barre de vie. Hein. Ça, c'est sûr.
His walk speed's fast. We made a version of G with fast walk speed.
Regardez un petit peu le petit overhead.
Jeez.
Ça, j'ai pas bien saisi ce que c'était en fait. Il faudrait que je remate, mais
The
ce
parry?
ralenti avec cet effet graffiti là, je sais pas quel moment ça a été fait. Je sais pas si c'est parce qu'il a bien fait un pari, que c'était vraiment just frame. Et
Okay.
aujourd'hui en fait, vraiment, c'est un truc que je dois vraiment continuer de travailler. Allez, c'est parti. Face à Luc. Luc est vraiment
Here we go.
le personnage
This is what I'm interested in, because there actually hasn't been that much footage of Luke.
qui représente la nouvelle génération de
Let's
persos
see.
et
What does this Luke player do?
génération de joueurs aussi.
Is Luke still good in Street Fighter 6?
Il fait du MMA et je pense qu'il vise vraiment chez Capcom à avoir un public qui est passionné de sport de combat, qui kiffe l'UFC.
Homie's
Du coup,
wasting
c'est
all of his
super
drive
clairement
bar.
Luc, ce nouveau perso.
Jeez, look how far
J'ai
his
essayé de
leg
le
could
jouer.
go.
Alors, je trouve que dans les mouvements, c'est plutôt lent, à part les projectiles qui sont très très rapides. Et voilà, la prise en main avec lui.
Okay, just by seeing his normals, he still looks good to me.
C'est pas mon style de perso, mais en tout cas, il a l'air bien fort. Il était déjà très fort dans Street 5, donc là, ça m'étonnerait pas que comme c'est un perso emblématique, qu'il fasse en sorte qu'il soit fort pour attirer les gens et le motiver à le jouer, quoi, clairement.
What the hell?
La petite punition derrière, alors là, c'était le bas gros point suivi du...
Dude, what?
La petite punition derrière.
Bro, look at how far his jab goes. Still, look at how far that hits. Dude, if that's still 3 frame, and if defense still works the same, like relatively similar to Street Fighter 5, Luke's still broken. What the hell? It looks even further than Street Fighter 5. Boom, boom.
Quart de cercle avant coup de pied, ce que j'ai fait, et ça fait une animation différente de d'habitude. Et là, Spinning Bird Kick en X qui avance vraiment beaucoup en le faisant. Donc c'est bien. Hein, je pense que Chun-Li a beaucoup de potentiel à mettre l'adversaire dans le coin, hein, du coup, grâce à ça.
Glad they made Luke's design better. I think he looks way better.
Il est marrant son saut en arrière.
Looks really stupid in Street Fighter 5.
Et il saute très haut.
Clown character.
Donc là, j'aurais dû utiliser plus mes barres de drive. Hein, vous voyez, c'est du gâchis d'avoir rien utilisé au final. Parce que je me retrouve avec le prochain round à avoir ma
I'm
barre
not
de drive
seeing
de toute façon.
anti-fireball
Il
options.
faut bien gérer. Alors, soit je l'utilise trop, soit je l'utilise pas assez. Parce que je suis plus
Aside
concentrée
from like
sur les combos de base, à apprendre les nouveaux combos et tout ça.
parry, I guess.
Mais voilà, c'est une psychologie à avoir maintenant, une mentalité différente sur la gestion des barres de super et de drive, du coup, qui est intéressante. Parce que vos coups X, hein, les coups spéciaux améliorés, ça utilise de la barre de drive et non pas de la barre de super comme avant. Donc il faut vraiment y penser. Une punition. Voilà, j'aurais pu punir avec au moins une critique à l'art.
Dude, this footage is so low level.
Et ça peut
What am I supposed to gain from this?
quand on passe la barre
Jeez.
de 3,
I guess I just look at how the game looks. It seems like Jamie and Luke have a lot. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on. He just punished. I mean, he just buffered Stan Light Punch into DP. That's busted. That means if you have like EX Sandblast, you can like make the save. What the hell? Luke's even better in Street Fighter 6?
Voilà, elle est remplie. Voilà, il y a écrit CA. Là, elle est vraiment pleine. Mais
I'm just playing Luke again.
Super qui utilise le plus de barres, ça reste 3 barres. Voilà, la pose de victoire de Chun-Li est trop stylée. Bon, allez, pour terminer, c'est moi qui essaye Jamie. Hein. Je vous garantis pas que c'est du bon gameplay.
I just imagine myself buffering that and like just throwing that out.
Souvent parce que j'ai vraiment l'impression d'être le perso hein, quand je joue. Donc j'essaie de prendre des persos qui me ressemblent un minimum. Mais voilà, bon, j'essaye Jamie quand même. Et franchement, il y a un très très bon feeling avec lui. Je trouve qu'il est simple d'utilisation. Le charisme du perso fait que tu as envie de le travailler, très clairement. Ouais,
I'm scared of Jamie.
Ouais,
I'm imagining like good Jamie players
c'est marrant quoi, le
acting crazy. I feel like he's a crazy character.
Mode normal et mode bourré. Forcément, t'as l'impression d'avoir un perso
If Luke is like this new generation like Ryu character, then this is like the new generation Ken, right?
de styles de combat différents. Donc voilà, franchement, bon ressenti.
Yeah, Lizard Man. He's definitely a Lizard Man character. Lizard Man could go in with Jamie.
Il est parti jouer juste après.
He has a dive kick, doesn't he? I saw that on Twitter.
Privé pour dire, oh là, trop bon feeling avec Jamie. Franchement, le perso est trop cool, j'adore et tout. Et je pense que ce perso, il va plaire à beaucoup de monde. Il plaît déjà à beaucoup de monde alors que les gens n'ont pas encore joué, n'ont pas encore eu entre les mains. Mais pour l'avoir essayé, je peux vraiment vous dire que le feeling est vraiment bien. Après voilà, je sais pas trop ce qu'il a comme option pour contrer les projectiles pour l'instant. En plus son saut il est bien vertical,
Wow.
il vite.
Wow.
Le drive impact il s'avance bien, enfin tous les persos s'avancent.
Oh my god. Okay.
Il faut aussi prévoir ce grand pas en avant quand on fait le drive impact.
There's a lot of interaction in this game that I just don't understand like
le perso s'avançait beaucoup trop.
hell's happening.
Et après je whiffais
I don't.
parce que
It doesn't make sense to my Street Fighter 5 brain. He's walking around. The more drunk he gets, the more like uncoordinated his walk looks. That's...
Vous allez voir la stance de fin de Jamie que je trouve incroyable bien, incroyablement stylé. Oh là là, la super classe.
Alright, Jamie looks kind of sick.
Allez, petit bonus pour la fin parce que ça me fait plaisir. Le critical art de Chun-Li qui sert là à whiff finish le Ryu. Oh mais regardez-moi ce.
Is Chun-Li super?
Non mais du respect pour la madame.
Jesus, hold on.
Regardez-moi le critical art de Chun-Li Allez, petit bonus pour la fin parce que ça me fait plaisir. Le critical art de Chun-Li qui sert là à Whiff Finish le Ryu. Oh mais regardez-moi ce style. Non mais du respect pour la mad.
Is that critical art? Or is that
Non, mais
just super?
regardez-moi cette classe. Allez, petit bonus pour la fin parce que ça me fait plaisir.
Oh, it's critical art. So this is
Chun-Li qui sert là à Whiff Finish le Ryu.
like a comeback mechanic, I
Regardez-moi ce
guess.
style.
Like, it's like ultras.
Non mais du respect pour la
Look at how much
manette,
drive
bien
bar damage it
sûr,
does.
oui. Regardez comment elle est tombée trop gracieusement et tout. Ah, c'est tellement ma main, il n'y a aucun doute. Et si vous étiez pas sûr de vouloir jouer Jamie, regardez sa critique.
Jamie's critical art?
Incroyable. Oh là là, avec ce petit filtre gris là. Regardez-moi ça. Oh là 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 là. Ça aurait pu être un Mortal Kombat ça.
Holy! What is that damage?
Oh là.
How does it do this much damage?
Petit filtre gris là. Regardez-moi ça. Oh là 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 là. Ça aurait pu être un Mortal Kombat ça.
What the hell? That did like
Incroyablement
33%
stylé.
more.
Allez, pour vous faire plaisir, un petit Ryu quand même, hein, c'est emblématique. Bon, j'avoue que pour cette animation, je m'attendais un petit peu plus de surprise. On connaît déjà ce coup et c'est très rapide en fait. Donc c'est un peu dommage. Et bien voilà les amis, je suis super contente
That
d'avoir
damage is
partagé
crazy.
avec vous mes
That it?
premières parties sur Street Fighter.
I think that's mostly it, but there's a little bit more gameplay I saw on Twitter. There's more gameplay. I want to watch two good players play this game. This guy's getting hype in the background. Yeah, I'll check out your clip. This is pretty dry, I ain't gonna lie. What? What? Why are they giving Luke air mix-ups? I literally suggested this as a joke. The hell? Luke has the Satsuki no Hado? I mean, there's more gameplay? Banger.
Alright, let's get it. Our fighters have chosen their Alright, let's get it. Our fighters have chosen their characters. The battle is just seconds away.
Dude, Vicious is everywhere in this game. Even in the menu. Damn, banger. Love to break bread, but I'd rather break
Our
records.
fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on
Bars,
top in
man.
this fight? Let me have some fun. Round 1. Checking their opponent. The low heavy hits. Low heavy. takes up some damage with a long-reaching attack.
This commentator thing is actually sick. He's like commentating like every move that
You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. Both sides have full drive and plenty of health. Let's see how things open up.
Whoa.
Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. Trying to read each other here? Low heavy hits, mix up incoming. Their super art gauge is running on empty. That's going to be a big factor in how this match plays out. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Ends with a projectile. Player 1 picks up the
I'm
first
put the
round.
quality up.
That'll give them a psychological advantage.
That'll give him a psychological advantage.
Potential kick.
Okay, this is where it happens. What the hell? So does he spend anything? He doesn't even spend anything. Okay. Look at the animation. So he jumps, and then at the top of his arc, he like starts charging. But it charges so fast. I don't think that's reactable. I think that's a legit mix-up. Imagine, okay. I'm imagining Luke running away and throwing sandblasts all around, defending really well with his jab. You know, playing neutral, reacting to everything, and then when you get him into the corner, he just does this. He just boom, he flies away. Luke might be a problem in Street Fighter 6. His dash still looks super fast. Look how fast his dash is.
Projectile to try and change the situation. Somehow pushes back all the goes for the super art. Solid combo.
Super art.
Pushes back
His super art combos off of jab, so he can just buffer that.
Solid combo. Impaler incoming. Going in, scrapping it out up close.
Luke's top tier again.
Is in a pretty good situation.
His backdash is super fast too.
What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Get in a Hazashi. In this game,
Very interesting here. Okay. So Chun-Li whiffs a DP, or whatever that move is. She enters the punish counter state, which is a different state than counter hit. This is different than counter hit. It's like even more, presumably. And Luke does jab, low forward. This would not combo under counter hit in Street Fighter V. And presumably not under normal counter hit in this game either. But because it's a punish counter, he comboed a 3-frame into a 7-frame, if the frame rate is still the same. So don't whiff DPs. There'll be some special combos that our good players will know.
looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fire.
Very interesting.
Going to be able to come back and snatch big knockdown. Here comes the mix-up.
Whoa.
Going to be able to come back and snatch big knockdown.
Chun-Li sweep hard knockdowns, even outside of counter hit.
Here comes the mix-up. Are we gonna see a
That's kinda
comeback
cheap.
here? What are they gonna do? Oh, could be the start of something. Sandblast.
Sandblast!
Jumps in. Lays them out with the overhead. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Very interesting. Request a rematch, change characters, change stage. Watch a replay right off the... Looking at every little thing.
Back to the character selection.
Yeah, there's weird stuff going on with
Seems to be more to
mechanics here.
settle their nerves than anything else. Sure thing. Now that our fighters have chosen their characters, it's time to go. I'm ready for a fight when it's on its own. I'm charging like a bull when it's on its own. What are we going
Dude,
to
it plays different lyrics depending on just I guess RNG. I'm ready for a fight when it's on its own. I'm charging like a bull when it's on its
What are
own.
we going to see
Jeez.
transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
you're not a sore loser. Round one.
Starts the round off with a projectile to assess the situation. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may.
Whose theme is this? Playing different music. Oh, this is just the stage theme.
Starts the round off with a projectile to assess the situation. Not much damage dealt.
Is it like
Starts the round off with a projectile to assess the situation.
what the hell?
Starts the round
Listen
off
to
with
the
a
music.
projectile to assess the situation. This is going to be a must-see match.
Hope you're not a sore loser.
Round one.
Starts the round off with a projectile to assess
Like-
the situation.
That's like a samurai trap
Not much damage
music
dealt so far, but they
for
may
just
be
the
looking
stage
for
music.
opening to run with.
Alright.
How
Cool.
are they gonna deal damage? What's the play here? What are they thinking here? This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Time's the only thing moving here. Player 2 is in a tight spot right now. And that's a KO. Time that
Alright.
Player 1 takes the round like a feat.
Kind of weird,
What else
but
can they get away with? They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Both sides reluctant to get in each other's faces, but who'll seize control this round? Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Still slugging it out at this range. Connects with medium kick. Just goes for it at this range. That's not gonna hit. Player all in with a rock. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. What a finish!
yeah. Get farmed.
Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Riga looks sick. What? I guess they only let you play 2 matches on whatever setup this is.
Time to select a stage. Our fighters will want to pick the appropriate character for this match.
New color?
Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
Oh, wait. See Chun-Li's thighs there?
Open those shutters. We're ready to fight.
Odd. Interesting.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
I'm not gonna lose.
Round one.
Starts things off with a jump in. That
Damn, it's
was
Luke's
solid
theme.
anti-air. Wow, shut down. Still slugging it out here. Trips him up. Starts off zoning with fireballs. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Anything could happen here. Takes a trip.
Dude, Luke looks so fast.
Anything could happen here. Takes a trip.
That dash.
That's some big
Why is this
juicy
footage
damage on that
lagging?
counter hit. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Hazanshi blew him off with the overhead. Rattles
Luke looks very similar to Street Fighter 5.
You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. KO! Player 1 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round two. Fight.
Who's going to start things off? Gets in a Hazanshi. That last round was all about close quarters combat. They really took it to each other.
Stitch is mashing. Oh, the
What'll
juggle.
happen here? You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves. This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. Oh, could be the start of something. Goes for it all, but just misses.
Yeah, this
The
is
projectile connects. Not
high
giving
level
the opponent
gameplay.
Any chances. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Back to the character select screen. Must have something planned. Now that our fighters have chosen their characters, it's time to see
Come on.
with fireballs. Who's gonna make a move?
He repowered himself up.
The opponent into the corner. Buy some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 has them legit shook in the
Yeah,
corner.
these are just bot
Both
matches,
fighters are
bro.
sitting on a full drive gauge. This might be prime time to let it rip. Will they use their drive to break through or to turn up the heat? Neither of them willing to back off here. Both sides backing off to form their game plan.
Jamie looks like he has good normals.
Now, it's
They all
getting
reach
tense.
far. Look how far they
The
reach.
life gap opening up. They need to lean hard on their drive usage. KO.
This character looks
Player
annoying.
one picks up the first round. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. The super armor does its job. Bumps up. Anything could happen here. Scrapping it out up close.
Yeah, it looks like you're super.
Dashes forward.
Any way to make it fill up fast?
Showing some real tenacity. Hits them in their gut.
Looks like if you use drive bar, you get a lot of super.
Roughing up the body. Dashes
The
up.
drive bar moves look like they spend a lot of super or
Quick breather.
gain you a lot of super.
Close range projectile. Are we gonna see a comeback?
So it's like you're spending your drive bar to get super bar.
Was an absolute beast in that match. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Decides to buff up while they can. Trying to read each other here? It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player one chases them down. Their super art gauge is running on empty. That's going to be a big factor in how this match plays out. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace.
Oh, dude.
Taking stock. Player one gets him. Player one takes
Is whiffing special moves not getting meter at all?
medium kick hit.
Throw Hadouken, Ryu.
Wrapping it out up close. That last round was all about close quarters combat. They really took it to each other. Hits him with his free flow. Bumps up. Goes for the jump in. Player two has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. The Shin Hashogaki is gonna sting. The low heavy's blocked. Flawless round. They got him so quick. Streak. Stage ready. Come out on top. Waiting for the opponent to make the first move.
Damn, that Hadouken's fast.
Waiting for the opponent to make the first move.
It doesn't build him any bar until it
Break
hits.
the silence first. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go?
Some people were concerned that Ryu's Hadouken wasn't that good, but
Right here. Trips
looks
them
pretty
up.
fast, bro.
On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Who's it gonna be?
I'm playing Ryu.
Tries to get a breather with a projectile. Denying
If
getting
Ryu
a
is
breather
tournament
with a
viable, I'm playing him.
long-range fireball.
That's my OG main.
Parry there and great work finding the opening.
Ryu's still the coolest character in Street Fighter, in my
Doesn't
opinion.
connect. Next up, that's what you get when both sides go in on the throw. Player two.
He's got the light and the darkness, you know?
Quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? KO.
He's like Mike Tyson.
Player one sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Charges forward. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player 2 was completely shut out in that last round.
I played Ryu in season 1 of Street Fighter 5, bro. My OG main every game.
They're in the corner and the beatdown continues. Goes for the fireball.
My Ryu in Smash was so cold, bro. I actually watch everybody with Ryu. Everybody. Y'all don't know.
Is a force to be reckoned with.
Y'all think I'm just an Akuma player.
Back to the character select screen. Must have something planned.
That's it, right?